And I thought about, after the college day on Saturday, Marvin Harrison at number 1.
Sure.
Holy cow, is he good? Mm-hmm. Holy cow. As Gus Johnson calls him, Maserati Marv.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 3 touchdowns in the first half. They beat a fake Big Ten opponent at the Horseshoe. Shea was there.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a real opponent. They just didn't fare well. Dominated by the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Not a real opponent.
They're horrible.
Okay, so what I saw was not real. It was a mirage.
That's an FCS team.
Yes.
What I saw was 2 Big Ten teams and one way more dominant than the other. That's what I saw on Saturday. But more
you saw
importantly,
one Big 2 team and one Little 8 team. Is what we saw on Saturday.
As Woody and Bo would say back, the Big 2 and the Little 8 when it was the Big 10.
Yep.
Watching yesterday on Saturday and fantasizing about Marvin Harrison Jr. in the Bears colors. Boy, that's hard to say no to with the top pick. But if you're the GM of the Bears and you end up with the number 1 pick, and thank you, Arizona, for finding a way to win yesterday, Carolina is firmly ensconced at the top spot right now, and I'm not sure who they're going to beat. How they beat the Houston Texans this year, I have no idea.
You just shrug your shoulders and say the NFL, Cap.
Correct.
That's how that works.
Correct.
How does it happen? It's the NFL.
So if they hand over pick number 1 to Chicago, and my guys say to me, the quarterbacks are all there. We like them all, but there's nobody clear cut. I'm taking Marvin Harrison because I got a second number 1, which should be in the top 5.
Sure.
If my guys, again, I'm Ryan Poles, if my guys come to me and say, that's the guy, whoever that is, whether that's Caleb Williams, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, whoever, that's the guy. You got to get him. Okay, then we got to get him. You cannot leave a franchise generational quarterback on the board if one exists. If. That's a huge if. But Maserati Marv in a Bears uniform with DJ Moore on the other side, oh, blank.
So who's going to get him the football? A wheelbarrow? Someone's got to get him the football. Who's going to deliver that?
Well, I got the second number 1 pick. So if we have all 4 guys basically graded the same of the 4 that NFL.com say are the 4 best, in no order, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy. If all 4 of them were like, I could take any one of them, well, then I'll take them at number 5. I'm guaranteed to get one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least that's the hope, right?
If I'm picking 5th.
The conventional wisdom when it comes to the NFL draft, as we well know, is if you're a bad football team, that means that your offense is not right. In this offensive league, in this league in which if you have the quarterback, that means that all is well with your football team. That's usually where you'd go first. This is why we've talked a lot, Cap, about Drake May, and we've talked about Caleb Williams and others. And you say, well, if you don't believe in Justin Fields, then you're going to have to try to either develop a new quarterback via the draft or acquire one via free agency. And I think that you and I, because this football team is reimagined, they need to be able to reset the quarterback situation. Unless you are going to pay Justin Fields through the nose, you feel like he's done enough, then you're going to get yourself a young quarterback. I watched in earnest North Carolina and Duke because I want to see Drake May, just to sit down. It's one thing to see clips on YouTube or read about the young man, but to be able to watch him in a clutch situation, watching North Carolina defeat Duke in overtime, a thrilling game. The fans were into it. It was just amazing to watch, Cap. This young man has it. He has it. Now, again, don't take it from me. I'm a college football fan. You know me. I look at these guys through college eyes. Mm-hmm. You can look at it through the pro eyes. I just know from a college standpoint, that guy has a leadership. He led that team and kept that team in a position to win, and they pulled it out against Duke in a really strong game, really 36-33 in overtime. So you can say, I love Marvin Harrison because you love speed, and he can be a difference maker, but yet you got to figure out who the quarterback is. And I just feel like that's where the Bears need to go. The Bears need to be able to find the next quarterback if the Bears don't believe in Justin Fields. It's got to be May. It's got to be Williams or someone like that. Has to be.
I just will be, unless he just rocks the last 7 games, I just think it's going to be really hard for Justin to change the narrative that I think they believe up at Hallis Hall, that he's not the type of guy that, as a quarterback, not as a person, as a quarterback, that they want long term.
Yeah, and it's because of circumstances, Cap. It's either Fields in his inability to be able to read defenses or be able to get the ball out quickly, or it's the other side of it. It's just like, you know what, you've been injured a lot. So you can evaluate it either way. Either way, you're not getting what you want when you're the Chicago Bears.
Correct.
Injuries, ineptitude. It's all a witch's brew with Justin Fields so far. And last week we went through like 5 or 6 games that we thought he played well. Even in losses, played well enough to be like, you know what, he's going to be something. But with the Bears right now, unless they go undefeated with him, starting with the Detroit game, it's hard to make a case that Fields is going to be here for the future.
If he's back. And again, we are the home of the Bears, so the only place you get to hear Coach Eberflus is here. He'll speak today, and when he does, I'm assuming he's going to give us some clarity on Justin, I would think.
Yeah, but what does that look like for the rest of the regular season, you think? With Justin Fields as the quarterback, healthy, ready to go. What does that look like?
I mean, I would assume they're going to ask him to play the way he's been playing, the way Bajent, the offense has looked. Roll him out, get him on the move. He'll use his legs. He's going to play, I would imagine, with his hair on fire to show he deserves to have his 5th-year option picked up. So he's got another year, and then the option year if you pick it up. I'm not convinced they're going to do that. And they don't have to tell him they're going to do it or not do it until 2 days after the NFL draft. So if they draft whoever that is, Caleb Williams or whoever, then they're not going to pick it up.
Let me just tell you.
He won't be here.
Cap, I understand how you feel about Marvin Harrison, rather. We know what kind of world-class speed he has and a difference maker for the Buckeyes. If you don't believe me, ask Shay. He saw it live in person at the Horseshoe on Saturday. But I'm just telling you that if you're the Bears, you have to do what's smart. You have to be able to pick up another quarterback. You have to draft one. You have to. And I don't know. It's doubtful that Harrison would be there in that top 5, right? If the Bears already selected a quarterback at 1.
I would. Wow.
Someone else would pick him up.
Well, it depends who is in that top 5. If it's the Panthers pick, but the Bears at 1.
Yeah.
The Giants, the Patriots. Who else is going to be up there?
Those are the bad football teams. Yeah.
Those are the 3.
Yeah.
Arizona, that's 4. Let's assume the Bears are picking at 5.
He'll be gone by then, right?
No, not necessarily. Because New England needs a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback. Arizona reportedly wants to move on from Kyler Murray. So,
yeah,
and the Bears at 1. That's 4.
You picked all the bad teams.
Okay,
yeah, you
so
picked them all.
There is a strong chance that he could be sitting there at pick 5.
Well, then
you take him.
If the Bears are right there again, sure. Hit it twice. You get yourself a quarterback and a wide receiver.
Now, Andrew Whitworth on the Amazon broadcast on Thursday Night Football when the Bears beat the Panthers said, I wouldn't take a quarterback. I would trade picks and move this and take this, and I would fill in, whether it's left tackle, 3 technique in the middle of my defense, Marvin Harrison. I would add talent to my roster because you're so devoid of it, rather than spending a pick on a quarterback and not fixing the stuff around him.
You know what gives me pause, Cap, is that we know what Justin Fields is at this point in time, because I don't see at this point in time, I think Bears fans, if you're honest with yourself, you would agree that what you've seen from Justin Fields is what it is, unless there's a different level with a different offensive coordinator and a new address. And that happens for quarterbacks. Hey, I got to disconnect with Luke Getsy. It just doesn't feel right. You go someplace else and all of a sudden you flourish. We've seen examples of this, correct?
We have.
But then the other side of it is getting a new quarterback, new coaching staff, and we don't know what's around the corner. We don't know if the next quarterback for the Bears turns into a C.J. Stroud, where all of a sudden the light turns on with a new coaching staff. That's just the great unknown in sports, isn't it? I mean, it's one side is like, all right, we've seen what we've seen from Justin Fields. Will this turn around? No. But yet you have a young quarterback, and you don't know if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. You have no idea. As much as I think that Drake May could be a difference maker for the Bears, who's going to coach him? And will they be able to work together? Will there be cohesion with the offense, the offensive coordinator, and the head coach? I have no idea. And that's when you suck and you underachieve, these are the things that you wonder about. These are the things that you are concerned about as a fan. If you get a new quarterback, what does that mean? Who's going to coach him? That's the thing. That's the thing that gives me pause, because it's either the quarterback we know in Justin Fields and pay him. On the other side, get a rookie and a new coaching staff, and then wait. As you build through your linebackers, as you build with your offensive line, as you build with DJ Moore, if the quarterback holds you back, then that's a problem. It retards your progress. That's the thing that sucks about football.
Right.
Because whatever you draft, you don't know if it's a genuine article or not.
Like the Panthers thought we got the right guy. Guess what? You may not have.
Tough.
You may not have. C.J. Stroud looks really, really good. But would he look that good in Carolina? We don't know that.
See?
He's a good football player, but he's got more talent down in Houston. D'Amico Ryan's doing a hell of a job. Bobby Slowick never had called plays in his life. So if we had hired him, what would we all have said? Oh, another neophyte at offensive coordinator.
Sure.
Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. So there's a lot that has to be figured out going forward. But I just ask all the Justin Fields stands out there that hell or high water, it's got to be Justin. If you were the GM and your owner came to you and said, okay, you got the number 1 pick. There is a guy, a really good quarterback out there to draft. Like your guys are all in on that guy. You're not taking him? You're putting your career on the line.
Yeah.
Because if a year from now, somebody else took the guy you could have had, and he looks like C.J. Stroud and Patrick Mahomes and all these guys, you're getting fired.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Correct.
Can't the sun just shine our way for a decade, Cap? Can we get the sunshine just going our way, the right quarterback and a team that's a perennial playoff team? Can we just get that once?
I would love it. But by the way, what Justin Fields stands mean, that's Justin Fields fandom. That's like their guy. So
It's the Eminem song, Stan.
correct.
Are you explaining that to me or the audience?
The audience.
Oh, okay.
Some people listening may not be as hip as I am to figure that all out.
Yeah, Cap's the hippest.
Oh, yeah. No question. Coming up next,
Take that.
the Bears got help in the race for the number 1 pick, but should they still be drafting a quarterback?